And good evening, everyone. Welcome to WREP 15 Sports. I'm Eric Burns to give you the play-by-play call of tonight's matchup. It's a mid-state conference matchup against the number 2 Martinsville Artesians coming into tonight's contest at 4-0, 2-0 in the conference, and they are taking on the host Franklin Grizzly Cubs, who the Grizzly Cubs come in at 2-2, 1-1 overall in the conference. Artesians coming off a big win against Decatur Central last week at Ciderwoods Field. They got the W with a final score of 18-15. Offense sputtered a little bit after that first scoring drive, but thanks to a great defense forcing several Decatur Central turnovers and the leg of Caleb Urban, the Artesians were able to come out of there with a win and stay undefeated at 4-0. The Artesians, one of only 2 teams in 5A still undefeated. That would be the Martinsville Artesians, obviously, at 4-0, and then the New Palestine Dragons also at 4-0. The New Pal is number 1 in 5A, and like I said earlier, Artesians come into tonight's matchup number 2 in the 5A state of Indiana. We're just about ready to kick it underway here. I'll give you a little bit of info on the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. They are coached by Coach Chris Cole. He's got an overall record at Franklin of 3-11. Overall, though, his entire coaching career, 82-54. He won a state championship with Tri-West in 2014. So he's kind of doing what Coach Whitson is doing in Martinsville, trying to turn around a program that has kind of struggled. The Franklin Grizzly Cubs already have the most wins in a season since 2014. In that 2014 season, Franklin only had 3 wins, so they're 1 win away from matching that mark. Franklin Grizzly Cubs set to kick it off here, and we are underway. Conference matchup, and this will be hit in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Artesians will start at their own 20-yard line. Coach Whitson talked earlier with Eric Meyer about what Franklin Grizzly Cubs does and what we can expect to see from Franklin.
They're a really good football team. They've got some big-time weapons. Like you said, they do it a little bit different. You'll see an empty formation out of them about 90% of the time. Got a 240-pound quarterback that they treat as their running back, and then he throws it well enough to take advantage of when defenses give him that. So they're a very intelligent football team, intelligent staff that kind of goes where you're not. Similar to us, they're going to take what you give them, and they're going to try and get you in the right looks that they want to do offensively.
And that was Coach Whitson talking about what we can expect to see from the Franklin Grizzly Cubs tonight. First play of the game was a quick pass. Travis Griffey over on the far sideline to Seth Gallion, number 3, for a nice first gain of the game. And there's a nice handoff. It's Isaac Osborne. And Osborne is now on the far sideline at the 50, 40, finally pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That is good to see. Isaac Osborne kind of got shut out a little bit against Decatur Central. Had some positive runs, but just overall the whole night just couldn't find that big breakaway run like he just had just there. Big run to start early on here in this first quarter. So 2 positive plays from the offense, and I'm sure that's what Coach Whitson wants to see. Griffey in the shotgun, fakes the pass, hands it off, wide open hole up the middle. Isaac Osborne gets it to the 30-yard line. Artesian's going to go quick. This offense that scored 45 points against Bedford and then 47 against Bloomington has slowed down a little bit the last 2 games, but so far to start, and that's Travis Griffey. He's got almost everyone fooled. Stiff arm, there is a flag, and he's forced out of bounds just past the 25-yard line. We'll have to see what this is about. But Travis Griffey fooled most of the Franklin defense except for one player there on the edge that was able to force him out of bounds, but it is going to come back because it was a holding against the Artesians. So that penalty will move back the Artesians. So it'll be second and about 12 according to the Franklin Grizzly Cub scoreboard here at Franklin High School. Beautiful high school, fairly new. And Travis Griffey by himself. He's going to look to pass and gets it to Matt Thomas. Matt Thomas makes one man miss, gets it across the 30, so picks up a lot of yardage there. Gets about 10 yards on that reception, and good to see Matt try to get Matt Thomas going. He has 2 touchdowns on the year, but only 8 catches for 84 yards. And it's going to be a toss play to Osborne. Osborne trying to find some space, and he's going to be tackled from behind. Nice tackle, and I think that was number 21, Clayton Cole. And Cole, number 21, the linebacker, is that defensive leader on this team. He was the Indy Star preseason team, along with Martinsville's own Caleb Urban. But Cole comes in with 48 tackles, 4 for loss, and add another tackle for loss there as he brought down Osborne. Artesian's going to look to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to try to see if they can get Franklin a jump on 4th down and 3. 10 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. We'll see what Coach Whitson does here. I'm sure the Artesians are going to go for it. They're kind of in that no man's land, and they will go for it. Griffey, quick pass to the sideline, and is dropped. Tried to get it, a quick pass to the far sideline. I think that was number 6 who they were trying to get, Garrett Miles maybe, and he just could not hang on. Took a shot. Hopefully Garrett's okay. Looks like he is because he's going to trot back out on defense. Well, nope, changed his mind. So the Artesians turn it over on downs there, but a nice starting drive, but unfortunately could not turn it into points. So now we'll see the Artesian defense, which has been really strong this season, giving up only 16 points per game. Byerly passes it, a wide open man, and forced out of bounds by Seth Gallion. Quarterback Drew Byerly is a fantastic player. Artesians are going to have to look out for. Comes in, already passed for over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception through the air. Also can run it a little bit, over 400 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. So Drew Byerly, a player that the Artesians really need to focus on, can do it with his arm and his legs. He's going to try it with his legs. Or his arm, I should say, and it's over the head of the intended receiver. Tried to get it to number 12 there, Peyton Rubel, and just out of reach from Rubel. Franklin has 2 receivers that they like to go to. Number 1, Corey Richards, who has over 400 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and then you already saw number 12 has 322 yards, 3 touchdowns. Those are the 2 go-to receivers that Byerly likes to throw to. Early, important 3rd down here for the Artesian defense. Would love to get a stop here and force a Franklin punt. Byerly's going to pass it. He's got a little bit of pressure. He breaks 1 tackle, another one, still on his feet, and he is finally going to be brought down by a group of Artesian defenders. Good job of the Martinsville defense to gather after Byerly escaped 1 or 2. So the Artesian defense steps up, and they might, looks like, going to be forcing a Franklin punt. Great job of the defense to respond there. Sometimes, especially with a player like Byerly, when you escape 1 or 2, you get a lot of green in front of you, and that time the Artesians corralled to the quarterback and brought him down. Low snap, there is a flag. The punt got away, hits at the 30 and goes about straight up into the air, but now takes a Franklin roll and will die at around the 19-yard line. We will have to see what the penalty marker is about. The flag was thrown almost immediately after the snap, so we'll kind of see what this is. It's a legal procedure against Franklin. I believe Coach Whitson will have the option to take the penalty yard or force Franklin to punt it again. So he declined it, actually. So Coach Whitson will trot his offense where the ball is marked at the 19-yard line. So Artesian started it at their own 20-yard line last time they had the football, got it all the way to the Franklin 30-yard line, but that's where the drive stalled a little bit, and Artesians had to give it up on downs. Griffey in the shotgun. Quick pass and it's got blown up, and good job by the receiver there on the far side to fight for extra yardage. I thought that might go for a loss. Try to see across the field who that was. Looks like it was number 10 for the Artesians, Matthew LaFerry. So good job by LaFerry to just get at least 2 yards, because that screen looked like it was going to go for no gain or negative yards, but LaFerry kept the legs going and got 2 out of it. Griffey back to looks to pass again, but no, he's going to run it. Take it on the right side, cuts it back in, gets across the 20, falls forward to about the 23, 24-yard line. Nope, actually they're going to mark it at the 22, so not as much as I thought. So this is a 3rd and long coming up for Martinsville, and really important here that they get this first down. Don't want to give Franklin some strong field position early here in this first quarter. 8:25 left to go. Griffey. He's going to pass it. He's got a man. It is caught, and it's dropped, though. Fumble. Let's see how they rule it. I think this is going to be a catch and a fumble. And it is recovered by Franklin. And it was LaFerry who made the catch. And as he was going to turn up field, I don't know if it got knocked out of his hands or he just lost the handle, but it was a fumble, and now Franklin will start with great field position in Artesian territory. So Artesians had enough for the first down on the reception by LaFerry, but couldn't quite hang on to the football, and Franklin recovers. So now the defense will have to respond. That is only the 2nd turnover committed by the Artesians this whole season. They had an interception against South, and then now that fumble. Byerly's going to try to run it, nowhere to go. Looks like Weston Pemberton and then Ben Balsarac all in there on the tackle, so about a 1 or 2 yard pickup from Drew Byerly. So the turnover ratio, the Artesians are winning so far this season. They have 12 takeaways on the year and now 2 turnovers. So 6-to-1 ratio, Artesians commanding lead there in the turnover battle. And a quick little tunnel screen, and now we've got some running room, but he is tackled there at the 2nd level, close to the first down. And I believe that was Corey Richards on the reception. That's going to be real close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it, and it's going to be just shy of it. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. It's going to be 3rd and probably less than a yard. So Franklin is driving here after the fumble by the Artesians. Byerly spreads it out. He's going to pass on 3rd and short. He rolls to his right. He throws it. He has a man. It's Richards. It's off his hands. Artesians with a break there. Richards was wide open. That would have been a touchdown for sure. But off the hands, Coach Cole decided to pass it on 3rd and short. That's going to bring up 4th and short, and Franklin more than likely going to go for it here. Fourth and short, we'll see what happens. Byerly in shotgun. He's going to keep it himself, go, and he'll have the first down by about a yard or 2. So Drew Byerly does get the first down, but it could have been much worse for the Artesians as Richards dropped a touchdown in the end zone. So Franklin does get a fresh set of downs. 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. You are watching WREP 15 Sports. It's Martinsville Artesian football here on a Friday night. Middle of September, kind of hot and steamy. I don't think it's just this press box here at Franklin. I think it is pretty warm on the field for the football players and the Artesians, especially for mid-September, but that's part of it. Byerly back to pass. He's going to get pressure coming. He rolls out, throws it up. It's a jump ball and off the hands. That was Peyton Rubel who they tried to get it to. He was well defended there, but the Artesian corner on the near side here, trying to see if that's Seth Gallion. Gallion tried to jump up and get the interception, but it went over the head of him and the receiver. And Chase Allen, I believe, was the one that was bringing the pressure from the defensive end spot. Forced Byerly maybe to throw that a little sooner than he wanted. Byerly's going to take it himself on the left-hand side. Nice job, nice penetration from the defensive end. I think that was Havlin again, and then finally forced out of bounds for only maybe a 1-yard gain, if that. So Byerly couldn't get the edge, and now it's 3rd and long. The Artesian defense has a chance to force a 4th down. Franklin doesn't really have a strong kicker. Downhour, their kicker, has 0 for 3 on the season from field goal range. So I'm guessing this is going to be 4-down territory. But first, we got a 3rd and long for the Grizzly Cubs. Byerly back to pass. He's going to get some pressure. He's got a man, though, and good defense. Great job by Seth Gallion knocking it away from Peyton Rubel. A few Franklin fans I can hear wanting a pass interference. I didn't see much. I just saw that Gallion used his left hand there to bat it away. I didn't see the right hand hooking the body or anything. So great job by the Artesian defense. And Franklin is going to go for it 4th and long. It'd be great if you get a turnover on downs here. Artesian fans on the other side making some noise. Back to pass. It is well over the head of the intended receiver. Garrett Miles was the one that broke that up. So turnover on downs for Franklin. Great job of the Artesian defense. The fumble doesn't hurt the Artesians. And we are still scoreless. 6:03 left to go in this first quarter. Mid-state conference matchup. Martinsville Artesians and the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. This is a Franklin team that is, I think, on the rise. They've got 2 wins already in this season. They were 1-9 the last 3 seasons, so already a little bit more success than they've had. I think Coach Cole in his 2nd year is really going to try to lift this program. Artesians. And it's a quick pass. I think that's Thomas who does catch it. Doesn't get much after the catch, though, but solid 4 or 5 yard pickup for Thomas. So Coach Whitson trying to go through the air early here. Osborne's had a couple nice runs, but really Coach Whitson and the coaching staff trying to get the passing attack going. Spreads it out again. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Artesians. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Griffey gets it. He looks to pass. Now he's going to take it himself up the middle. Tries to make one man miss and thrown down at the 30-yard line. Franklin, the tackler there, tried to rip the ball out of Griffey's hand. Fortunately, no turnover. 3rd and short. Osborne makes one man miss, spins, and I think he's going to have enough for the 1st down there on the 2nd effort. And we might get a measurement here as Osborne got tackled, was short of the 1st down marker, then spun and got it. So they're not even going to measure it. 1st down. So Artesians move the chains. Nice job by Osborne not to go down after the 1st hit. I'm sure we'll get a good shot of it, but across the field, this Artesian fan base is packing the visitor sidelines. I don't think there's an empty seats on that visiting sideline on the far side. They might be, and Griffey's going to take it, spins himself, gets across the 35. Nice run by Griffey. As I was saying, the Artesian fans might outnumber the Franklin fans here tonight. Definitely do if you take away the Franklin student section. Martinsville brought a good student section themselves. Here we go, hurry up offense. Toss play to, I believe it's Osborne. It is, but that time nowhere to go. Clayton Cole in there once again, number 21. He's a really tough linebacker. So now 3rd and 8 according to the Franklin scoreboard here. Maybe closer to 3rd and 7. Now it is 3rd and 7. Griffey rolls to his right. Nice job by the pickup, by the blitz pickup. Now Griffey's going to run it. He's got the 1st down. And a shoestring tackle there on the far sideline by Franklin saved Griffey from making that an even longer gain. Nice job. I think that was Isaac Osborne who picked up Clayton Cole coming in there from his linebacker spot on the blitz. Helped to spring Travis Griffey. 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless. Artesians driving. Third drive of the game. First one was a long drive, bang, bang, but didn't end up with any points. Griffey gives it to Brian Johnson. Johnson fighting for extra yards. He will go down. Good to see number 9 back out there. He's first game this season, was out with a hamstring injury for the first 4 games. So good to see the senior out there. Gets about a 2 or 3 yard pickup. Griffey will take it himself. A little option play. Osborne puts his shoulder pads down and gets near midfield, so maybe a 2 or 3 yard pickup there. So the Franklin defense has tightened things up. This first drive, the Isaac Osborne had huge holes to run through and really had some big gains. Now Franklin is tightening things up a little bit. Artesian still moving the ball, but not quite as quick and as big plays as they were in that first drive of the game. Third down, big third down play here near midfield. It's Griffey. Back to pass. He's got time. He's going to let it fly on the far sideline. It is caught. What a catch on the far sideline. I think that was number 22, Michael Hoppel. I believe it was Michael Hoppel, the burner, on the far sideline there with a big first down catch. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. It's a timeout, Franklin. So Coach Cole calls a timeout, and the Artesians are in the red zone after a great pass from Travis Griffey to Michael Hoppel. Artesians are looking to go 5-0 for the first time since 2001. It's been 17 years since the Artesians were 5-0. A lot of these Martinsville players probably weren't even born the last time that happened. So Artesian looking to do some big things here with a win. But Franklin is putting up a tough test so far. 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play. Coach Whitson sat down with Eric Meyer and talked about what Martinsville is going to have to do to get a victory here against Franklin.
You know, we want to get back to playing super quick. We want to get our tempo out there and really grind them up with run game and throwing it whenever they're not ready for us to throw it. We do need to spin it around a little bit better. We keep talking about that. After week 1, we didn't really do it, and then week 2 we did. So we need to get back to that.
That was Coach Whitson talking about the keys to the game as Griffey's going to keep it on the fake handoff to Osborne, and Griffey gets so close to the goal line, going to be about a yard or 2 shy of it. And Martinsville going to hurry up again, get to the line. It's going to be first and goal from the 2. Artesians looking to punch this in and take an early lead. Griffey will keep it, gets a lead block from Isaac Osborne, and he's in. Travis Griffey on the QB keeper and the touchdown. Artesians with an early 6-0 lead. That's the 7th rushing touchdown for the quarterback, Travis Griffey. It's a good, nice drive by the Artesians. Had to pick up some 3rd and longs, but were able to do it. One was a nice, strong run by Isaac Osborne, who kind of had a spin move toward the first down marker and picked it up that way. And then the big one was the long pass from Griffey to Hoppel. Now the extra point is up and good. Caleb Urban makes it a 7-0 game. Caleb Urban perfect so far from the extra points. Artesians with an early 7-0 lead on their 3rd drive of the game. The first drive covered a lot of yardage but couldn't end up with points. Had to give it up on downs around the 30-yard line of Franklin. Second drive, a fumble by the Artesians, and Franklin was able to get great starting field position, but you got to credit this Martinsville defense, which they've done all year so far. They were able to keep Franklin out of the end zone. Artesians took it over, then marched it downfield. I've got a 7-0 lead with 1:49 left to go in this first quarter. Caleb puts his leg into it. It's a high kick. This will be returnable at about the 5-yard line. And he's got a hole. Bounces off one tackler, and the ball came loose. Did Martinsville get it? And the official saying that the Franklin player was down at the 40-yard line. It will not be a fumble. So a nice return for Franklin. They got a break there as the official ruled that the return man was down. Coach Whitson trying to plead his case. A little confusion here. I think Artesians were sending out their offense, thought they had it, but now the defense is out here and Franklin has it at the 40-yard line. Couldn't see the player for the Artesians, but he took a pop and slowed that return man down. Going to fake the run. Now we know he's going to run it, and he gets maybe a 2-yard pickup there. Nice job in the front line there, front defensive line of the Artesians. Keep Byerly from breaking open that hole. Fake the pass, then put it under his arm and ran for about a 3-yard pickup. Byerly is, like I've said earlier in this broadcast, he's a player you have to look out for because he can do a lot of different things. Can have success through the air or on the ground. Byerly's going to try it through the air this time. Chase Havlin chasing him. Throws it away, out of bounds. So we checked that. That might have been Ben Marino. Also Ben Balsarek chasing down the quarterback Byerly, number 77, Logan Byram. So Byerly had about 3 Artesian defenders bearing down on him. They forced Byerly into some uncomfortable throws here in this first quarter. Blitzed him well, made him a little uncomfortable. Now it's 3rd and 8. Could be a big play here for the Artesian defense right before this first quarter ends. Byerly, he's going to get all kinds of pressure. Sets up the screen, but it's read perfectly. What a great play. Logan Byram on the tackle, but there is a flag after the play. We'll have to see what this is about. The flag was thrown right where the tackle was made. Personal foul against the Artesians. I have no idea what that call was. I didn't see anything, but the official did. The Artesian defense sniffed the screen pass out beautifully. Logan Byram brought him down, but I don't know if brought him down with the face mask or what, but whatever it was a personal foul, so a penalty killer there for the Artesians, as that not only gives Franklin a first down, but moves him into Artesian territory. Byerly trying to find some space, gets it to the 40, so a little bit of yardage there, maybe 2 or 3 yards. 30 seconds left. We'll see if Franklin wants to run another play. So the Artesians had Franklin at 4th down, but after the unnecessary roughness penalty, gave Franklin the first down, and now they've got it at the Artesian 40. 8 seconds left. We'll see if Franklin snaps it. They do. Pump fake for Byerly. He's still looking. Gets some pressure from Burkett, and he throws it. Got a man. It is caught. Did he hang on? He did. What a great catch by number 12 of Franklin, Peyton Rubel. And that's how we'll end the first quarter. Artesian with a 7-0 lead, but Franklin is driving.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Join the majority.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports. Eric Burns here to give you the call. Second quarter Mid-State Conference matchup. Martinsville Artesians taking on the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. Nice play there right as we came back from break. TJ McGraw, number 27, with a tackle after a short pass from Byerly. So 2nd and 8 coming up for Franklin. Franklin was in this position in the first quarter. Artesians kept him out of the end zone. Let's see if they can do it this time. Byerly, a little bit of pressure. He's going to be hit. Ben Marino, number 88, I believe, was the one that hit him first. And then Byerly kind of fell forward, and I think Ben Balserac was there to clean up. But number 88, Ben Marino, was the first one to hit him. And that's a huge play for the Artesian defense as that drops Franklin back to 3rd and long from the Artesian 20. Like I said, Byerly, the pocket has collapsed on him a little bit. I think we've got Clayton Cole in there to Byerly's left. And he's going to try, and it's Byerly. He's got some room on the outside. Gets forced out of bounds to about the 10-yard line. I think he's going to be shy of the first down by about a yard or two, but that makes 4th down a lot more manageable. And that's why I think Clayton Cole was in there. He kind of was a lead blocker on that. And Byerly was able to go to the left side of the line there and bring up a 4th and short. .10:35 left to go. Artesian defense with a chance to get off the field here. Byerly is going to keep it himself. Makes one man miss. He'll get the first down, but he's going to be shy of the end zone. But that will bring up 1st and goal for the Grizzly Cubs. So Franklin trying to respond after the Artesians made it to the end zone their last time out. Byerly up the middle, makes breaks one tackle and gets into the end zone. So Drew Byerly keeps it himself and goes into the end zone for 6. And Franklin responds. They've got a chance to tie this game up at 7. An extra point is not automatic for number 90, Spencer Downhour. He's 13 for 16 on extra points, so he's missed 3 so far this season. So it's not an automatic point here. So see what happens. Downhour puts it up. This time it is good. So 7-7, Franklin ties it up. You got to go back to the penalty that really hurt the Artesians. They looked like they had Franklin 4th down and long and was going to force them to punt, but there was a penalty, a personal foul or unnecessary roughness. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was enough for 15 yards and an automatic 1st down. And that penalty kept the drive alive for Franklin. They were able to march it downfield, and Drew Byerly puts it in the end zone for his 5th rushing touchdown on the season. So now it's the offense's turn to respond. Artesians coming into tonight's game ranked second in the 5A, but I knew this game, and I'm sure most of the coaches and players knew that this was not going to be an easy contest. Yes, Franklin has not had the most success in the win-loss column the past 2 or 3 years, but this is a team that I think is starting to figure some things out. You may want to look out for an onside kick here. Franklin's at home. They've got some momentum. We'll see what Downhour does. He does put his leg into it. It will be out of bounds, so that'll be good for the Artesians. They'll get some free yards after the out-of-bounds kick. Those are the type of things that I'm sure coaching staff doesn't like. I know they were trying to pin Artesians into a corner, but couldn't keep it in play. And Artesians will get it at the 35-yard line. So Martinsville had some success through the air. Actually, they've had success through the air so far in this game. A lot of quick passes to the sideline, but Griffey, his biggest pass of the night was a long pass to a streaking Michael Hoppel, who caught it and helped set up the last Artesian touchdown. So we'll see what the offense has in store here on this drive. Griffey keeps it. I think it's an option. It will. Pitches it to Osborne. Osborne cuts back inside, still on his feet, still going, and pushed forward just shy of the 45-yard line, so about a 9-yard pickup. Nice patient run there by Osborne as he waited till he found his hole and hit it. Had a little help from Griffey on the block, and Osborne that time a little stutter step on, bounces on the far side, gets hit, and he's out of bounds into Franklin territory at the 45-yard line. So there is a penalty marker, though, near midfield. And this might be holding and bring this run back. And it is going to be a holding against the Artesians. And that's a second holding penalty, and the second penalty that will really hurt the Artesians. They had a great run there by Osborne and set it up in Franklin territory. First down, but that's going to take that away. So Artesians with a few penalties that have hurt them in this first half. Coach Whitson trying to get an explanation from the referee and one of the other officials. So Coach Whitson not too happy about a couple penalties. He has let the officials know about it, unhappy early in this second quarter. 9:24 left to go, second down and 7 coming up for the Artesians. Ten seconds on the play clock. Griffey's still getting the play from the sideline. Now he's ready to go. Low snap, Griffey. He's going to scramble. He's still keeping eyes downfield. He's got a man open. It is caught. What a catch. That's number 6, Garrett Miles, with the reception, and I was waiting for that to happen. Griffey did a great job keeping his eyes downfield. I was just waiting for a receiver to spring open. Garrett Miles did. His defender kind of came up to meet the quarterback. Griffey got it away, and that's a huge pass play for the Artesians. The second big pass play of the night. That one went to Garrett Miles. Takes the handoff. Travis is going to keep it. Not much to go there. Cole and another defender for Franklin there to meet him. Might have lost about a half a yard. So second and 11 coming up for the Artesians. Second down, Artesians in Franklin territory. Griffey fakes the screen. He's going to go deep. He's got a man in the open, and it's Michael Hoppel again. Michael Hoppel wide open toward the middle of the field. Griffey faked it to the sideline, then was looking for the big play, and he found it. Michael Hopple had 2 or 3 steps on his man and got tackled at the 5-yard line. Artesians go quick. They want to punch it in. Osborne. He's going to score. Isaac Osborne, touchdown, Martinsville. They respond. Great drive by the Artesian offense despite a 10-yard holding penalty that kind of moved them back. But 2 really nice pass plays, one to Garrett Miles, one to Michael Hopple. That led to the Isaac Osborne touchdown. Caleb Urban up, good, automatic. And you've got to give it to that offensive line, that hole that Isaac Osborne got to run through. Gave the Artesians a 14-7 lead. Also, I think last week the Artesians had some issues with a lot of snaps, but tonight it's been a lot cleaner. Maybe one low snap, but it ended up in a positive play. So nice job by the center. I believe that's Hunter Stout, number 78. The center really doing a nice job from the center spot. Struggled a little bit last week, but so far has corrected some things, and this week looks a lot better. Snapping the ball to Griffey, and when you kind of run that run-pass option that Martinsville likes to run, it's all about timing and rhythm, and if that snap is low or gets messed up, that kind of can mess up the entire offense. But so far, so good. Urban puts it in the end zone, so that will be a touchback. Probably a wise decision after Franklin had a nice return last time, but put it on the ground. But the officials said the Franklin player was down that time. Urban just puts it at the edge of the end zone, and Franklin will take over at the 20. Martinsville defense back out there. First down for Franklin. 8:08 left to go in this first half. Artesians with a touchdown lead. Quick pass. Byerly gets some pressure and will be tackled from behind. Maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. Ben Marino in there. Also Chase Avlin, the Artesians' 2 defensive ends. Ben Marino having a nice job in his first half, really causing some havoc back there. Artesian defense, especially the ends of Martinsville, have been able to get pressure, and they get more pressure. Throws it up. It's going to be, nearly picked off. The receiver for Franklin, Corey Richards, had to turn into a defender because that ball was well underthrown and could have been picked off by Seth Gallion, but Richards had to get his hand in there and knock it away. So Richards had to go from receiver to cornerback in a hurry and saved a Franklin turnover. So, 3rd and long. Artesians would love to force a 4th down punt here if they can. Byerly back to pass again. He's got a man. And this one should have been picked off, but could not quite hang on. I think it was TJ McGraw, who's in great position. But TJ could not hang on to it, and that was an interception. It could have been a pick 6 there on the far side because there was not a whole lot of Franklin Grizzly Cubs around TJ when he knocked it away, but couldn't come up with it in great position for the defender, but just couldn't finish the play. But that does force a Franklin punt, and it's a spiraling punt up in the air, and that takes a Martinsville bounce. Goes backwards, and Artesians will have great starting field position here inside the 40-yard line. So nice defense by the Artesians, forcing the 3 and outs. Martinsville offense getting the coaching and the plays from Martinsville coaching staff. Last time the Artesians were out here. They scored a touchdown. I believe the last 2 times the Martinsville offense has been out, it has ended in the end zone. Let's see if they can make it a 3rd time. Low pass, it is caught. Maybe better if it wasn't caught, but Michael Hoppel caught it at the 40, so that pass play will go for a negative 1 yard. So, good play call. Just Griffey needs to bring that pass up a little bit so Hoppel can do something with it. Had to go to the ground with it, so 2nd and 11 now. Griffey. He's going to go deep. He's got a man. Oh, just overthrew him. I think it was Tyler Cox who was the intended receiver, and he was about a half step away from a touchdown. I've got to give props to number 76, the offensive lineman for Martinsville, Nolan Baker. Just had a pancake block. Just laid out a Franklin defender right there as Travis Griffey threw it. So 3rd and long now, and 2 straight pass plays, and one was a 1-yard loss and an incomplete pass. We'll see what this one does. Griffey's in trouble, dumps it to Cox, but Cox is going to go nowhere. So that's going to bring up 4th and 10. See what Coach Whitson does here. 6:17 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Clock's running. 4th and long. This is one of those plays you wonder if Griffey will just do a quick pooch kick or will he go for it. 12 seconds on the play clock for Martinsville. Franklin sideline here trying to make some noise. And we'll see what Coach Whitson may just take to delay a game and give his punter a little bit more room. I don't know what the call was. I don't know if a timeout was called or if it was a delay of game. It was a delay of game. So Coach Whitson seeing if he could get Franklin to jump, make a 4th down a little easier, but took the delay of game, the 5-yard penalty, give Caleb Urban, his kicker, a little bit more room. Hopefully he can keep it out of the end zone and pin Franklin back. After a 50-yard field goal by Caleb Urban last week, I'm really not going to doubt him anymore. Urban. It's a high spiral. Let's see if it can kick back. It does not. It does go into the end zone. So Franklin will start at the 20-yard line. So Artesians go 3 and out for the first time tonight. So Franklin will start where they started last time. Hopefully Artesian defense does the same thing they did, forcing Franklin to a 3 and out. And Franklin didn't even, I think, gain a single yard on that last drive. So see what Martinsville does here. Byerly keeps it himself, makes a few men miss now. He's up the sideline. Seth Gallion's going to try to force him out of bounds and finally does. So a big, big run by Drew Byerly. And there's a flag on the far sideline here. We'll have to see what this penalty is. It's laying at about the 34-yard line. It's a personal foul against Franklin. It is a first down, so it must have been after the play. Not for sure what the foul was for, but Martinsville will take it for sure as that moves Franklin back 15 yards. So Franklin will get the first down and have the ball in the Artesian territory, but it's a hurtful 15-yard penalty for the Grizzly Cubs. So let's see if the Artesian defense can capitalize on these 15 yards. 5.5 left to go in the second quarter. After the Drew Byerly run, hands off up the middle, not going anywhere. Ben Balserac was the first one there. Nice tackle by him. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That was number 17, Noah McCann. He was carried it 29 times, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. So they use McCann occasionally, but it's usually Byerly. That time it's McCann again on the right side, and he is hit and driven backwards. Nowhere to go. Chase Havlin's not having it. So McCann tried to go on that far side, and Havlin met him. So after that penalty now, it has been 2 plays that have gone for 0 yards for Franklin, and it's 3rd and 10. McCann's got it twice in a row. I'm going to guess this is going to be a pass play. Byerly's going to try to put it in the air. He's looking to throw. Some pressure. He's going to bomb it. It's going to be underthrown, and it is caught by an Artesian player, but I think he was out of bounds. I don't think he was able to keep his feet in. I think it was Garrett Miles who was able to make the catch, but just could not tap a toe down in field. So that'll bring up the punting situation. It's Seth Downhour. Franklin in Artesian territory. You kind of want to look out for any type of trick play here. Downhour will punt it away. It's a high punt. It's going to be fair caught at about the 17-yard line. So nice job by Martinsville's defense. They hold. And after the 15-yard penalty, after the long run by Drew Byerly, that I think does hurt Franklin, because after that penalty, they went incomplete, 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 forced to punt it with 4:04 left to go. So we'll see if Martinsville's offense can get a drive going and put 7 more points on the board before going into the locker room. Tight game here at Franklin, but the Artesians with a 14-7 lead. Low snap. Griffey passes it on the far side. I think it's Thomas. Thomas has it, runs over a defender, but is tackled after he gets to near the 25-yard line. So Matt Thomas has had several receptions in this first half. Good to see him going. Also Michael Hoppel with 2 big catches. Garrett Miles with 1. So Artesian receivers starting to really get involved in this game. Good to see. And Griffey's going to keep it. Probably should have handed that one off because he was tackled immediately. Number 35 for Franklin was the first one there, Brendan Couch. So 3rd and 5. Teacher's looking for a first down here. You really don't want to punt it and give it back to Franklin with this much time left. Travis is going to pass it wide open all by himself. Makes one man miss, gets to the 40. Tried to see who that was on that far side. It was Seth Gallion, number 3. Nice catch and run by Seth. Good ball thrown by Griffey. First down. Martinsville, they move the chains. Big play there as this first half is winding down. Travis all by himself there. It's Thomas. A flag is going to be thrown away from the play. The flag was thrown after the ball was passed, and it was away from the play. There was a reception by Thomas at the 45-yard line. The official threw a flag, which is resting at the 39-yard line. And it's an inadvertent flag. Did not mean to throw it or got talked out of it by the official. Either way, no penalty. So Artesians will take the yardage they got on that pass play, bring up 2nd and 5. Coach Cole wants to know what the call was and seems to be satisfied with his response. Didn't really seem to put up too much of an argument there, and we're back to football. 2:50 left to go here. Plenty of time. Play clock's only at 16. Griffey hands it off to Osborne. Osborne on the far side. He's got the first down, lowers his shoulder, and gets into Franklin territory. Crosses midfield. First down coming up for the Artesians. Griffey, he's going to look to pass this time, and there's going to be a flag. He's got a man wide open. It's caught, but I think it's going to come back. There was a penalty marker thrown right where Griffey was. Michael Hoppel had the catch and their TD reception, but I think this might be a hold against the Artesians, and it will be. So the holding penalty takes away a touchdown, but you've got to love seeing that. I mean, Michael Hoppel was wide open. Not a single Franklin player around him, and great ball thrown by Travis Griffey and a great catch and run by Hoppel, but it goes for nothing. It's a huge penalty, so it'll be 1st and 20 coming up with the ball at the Artesian 36-yard line now. Hold was on the left side of the offensive line. Griffey was getting a little bit of pressure from a defensive player, and I think that's where the holding penalty came from. But we'll see where your Artesians go from here. Hand it off to Osborne. Osborne spins, still on his feet, still going at the 50, 45, 40, 35, runs over a man, still going, and goes out of bounds. I don't know where he stepped out. They say he stepped out at the 34-yard line, but he ran over a Franklin defender and knocked him back. Isaac Osborne, you see him with some finesse moves, loves the spin move, and then just the power move, lowered the shoulder and ran over a Franklin player. So now we've got first down. Griffey will keep it this time. Waits up the middle, gets it just shy of the 20-yard line. It's going to be another Artesian first down. Martinsville just rolling now. And Travis Griffey's going to come off the field. I don't know if he got dinged up. So now it's number 8, Xavier Tonitis, who's going to come out. Xavier Tonitis, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. Looking at the sideline, Griffey seems to be okay, not really getting any treatment, so this might be a design play call. Griffey rolls out to his right. They're going to let him throw it. Looking, has a man. It is caught. Incomplete, couldn't hang on, got tackled and kind of stretched from behind. Trying to get to Brian Johnson, number 9, but Johnson was kind of suplexed as soon as he caught it, could not hang on. So interesting play call there by Coach Whitson. Smart play call. Usually you send your backup quarterback in, you don't have him pass on the first play out there, but that time that's what Coach Whitson did and almost had a completion out of it. 2nd and 10 now. Travis passes it on the far side. I think it's Thomas. Thomas gets it to the 15. So that'll bring up a 3rd and manageable here for Martinsville. 1:45 left to go here in this second quarter. Griffey, he's going to keep it, tries to bounce it off on the outside and nowhere to go. He's going to get pushed back. Still fighting for yards, no whistle. But he is going to maybe lose a yard or two, and it'll be up 4th down. We'll see what Coach Whitson does here. Fourth and 4. We'll see if Artesians, they've got some timeouts in their pocket. We'll see if maybe they try to get Franklin to jump here. 14 seconds on the play clock. A little bit of flinching, but no movement from Franklin, and timeout. Martinsville will use his timeout with under a minute to go, 59 seconds left in the second quarter. Artesians have it at the 15-yard line. This would be about a 32-yard field goal for Caleb Urban if that's what Coach Whitson decides to do. It's 4th and 4. Artesians have been able to convert on 4th down a couple times so far tonight, but I do see Caleb Urban out there, so they're looking to get 3 points and extend this lead to 17-7. Said about a 32-yard field goal here for Caleb Urban, the senior kicker. Urban kicks it up. No good. So Caleb Urban misses his first field goal of the year. Couldn't tell from this angle. I think he might have pushed it right, but do not know. So Artesians come away no points. And they have a 14-7 lead. And Franklin will get the ball to start the second half. So Artesian defense really has to be careful. You don't want to put any more points on the board in this half. Byerly takes it himself. Tackled from behind and then met by, I think, Pemberton in there to finish it up. And Franklin may just be content with letting the clock run out and take this 14-7 score into the locker room. Franklin, I think, still has 2 timeouts, but I don't know if they're going to use them. Byerly, though, going to back to pass. Get some pressure, and he's going to be tackled from behind. Chase Havlin with the sack, and that may do it for Franklin, and Coach Call does not have to run a play. We'll see what they do. Artesian with a 14-7 lead, and that's what they'll do. Artesian will take the 14-7 lead into the locker room. Franklin will get the ball back to begin the second half. We'll be back with that third quarter right after this.
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face, yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports getting ready to kick off this third quarter here at Franklin High School Mid-State Conference matchup between the Martinsville Artesians and the Franklin Community High School Grizzly Cubs. Artesians took a 14-7 halftime lead into the locker room. We've got a stoppage of play as that was kicked well into the end zone by kicker Caleb Urban. Looks like that penalty was against the Artesians, as that will move them back. So Caleb will have to kick that off from the 35. But He's had to do this before and still can get it into the end zone if that's what he wants to do. Unfortunately, Caleb missed his first field goal of the season right before the end of the half. It was about a 32-yard field goal. Boots it, and it will be taken at the 5-yard line. We'll see what the return is. And he cuts back inside, breaks one tackle on the far side, and now he will be gang tackled just before he gets to the 25-yard line. So good coverage there on the kicking team. It looked like what could have been trouble, but Artesians recover quickly, and Franklin's only able to get it out to the 24-yard line. So just 4 more yards than if it was a touchback. So Artesians 14-7. Close game here, but they have offense has really done well, put up a lot of yards, but unfortunately some penalties have kind of stalled some drives, and one penalty against the Artesians gave the Franklin their only drive, and that's defense response there. Nice job. The Artesians converge and bring down Byerly, number 77. Logan Byram loses a yard or two there. This defense has done such a good job in the second half of making adjustments and limiting opponents' offense. So good start there for Martinsville on the loss. And Byerly's going to get hit as he throws. I think he was able to hang on to the football. That's Chase Havlin again. His second sack of the game. Ben Marino also has one, I believe, if not two. Those two players, those two defensive ends, and then also the rest of the Artesian defense really clamping down. Like I said, Franklin has 7, but they were granted a 15-yard penalty on 3rd and down, which would have forced 4th down, kept that drive alive that scored. 3rd and long, little pressure. Come up, misses on the tackle, spin, but cleaned up. I think that was Chase Havlin who came up and made that tackle, so it'll be 4th and long, and Franklin will go 3 and out. Good job of the defense to force a 3 and out. Franklin's first time with it in this second half. Like I said, Artesian offense has actually looked well. This game could easily be 28-0. And that is going to take a bounce, and it's going to be picked up by Seth Gallion. Oh, stiff arm, but he cannot get away. I thought he was able to get away, but gets it to the 35-yard line. I thought Seth Gallion was able to stiff arm the defender, but he was able to hang on to Gallion and bring him down at the 36-yard line. So that's where the Martinsville offense will start. Martinsville did have a touchdown taken away on a holding penalty. It was a pass from Travis Griffey to Michael Hopple when Hopple was all by himself in the end zone, but a holding penalty took that away. So Artesians have left some points on the field due to some penalties. Also had a nice drive that stalled at the Franklin 30, and Artesians were forced to turn it over on downs. Quick pass there in the middle. That was, I think, Michael Hopple, who's had a really nice night. Yeah, it was Michael Hopple who gets the first down reception there. Artesians offense spreads it out. Griffey looks to pass. It is caught and across midfield. Jonas Stillman, the junior, gets it into Franklin territory. About a 4-yard pickup. Martinsville offense moving the ball here. First time with it in the second half. Griffey take it up the middle. Still on his feet at the 40, taking down number 23 for Franklin with the tackle, but not before Griffey can get a 10-yard pickup. Wyatt Strain with the tackle. Nice job by the two interior offensive linemen of Martinsville to open up a hole for Griffey. Griffey will have it again, bounces it out to the outside, and that's going to be more than likely a hold when you see that flag thrown where it was. There are two flags near the 40-yard line. So that'll move the Artesians back some. Unfortunately, that's what we've already talked about, is Artesians have had some drives stall out due to penalties that have pushed them back. And right here, we're back at it. Official explaining the holding call to the Artesian player. It's happened a couple times as Artesian runners have tried to get to the outside edge, and offensive tackle has been caught a couple times for some holding penalties. But we'll try it again. First down for the Artesians. Low snap, but Griffey gets it. He's going to look to go deep. He's got a man wide open in the middle. Did he catch it? He did not. They say it hit the turf. Matt Thomas said that he had it. Official emphatically says that it did not. He hit the turf first. Would have been a great catch by Matt Thomas, and he was wide open in the middle. If Griffey hits Thomas in stride, that's going to go for a big play. But Griffey has thrown the ball really well tonight, but has had two passes that I can think of. That one and then another one that Hopple had where he had to go down and get it. Griffey, he's going to have to scramble. Throws it, and it is caught. What a catch by Seth Gallion. Now he's going to try to make a man miss. He does. The 30 gets a block to the 20 and tackled out of bounds. What a grab by number 3, Seth Gallion. That ball was thrown behind him because Travis Griffey had some pressure, and Gallion did a nice job to turn his body, make the catch, and then get some yards after catch. It'd be great if this offense could punch it into the end zone. First time having it here in the third quarter. 7:45 left to go. Isaac Osborne there in the backfield. He's going to be lead blocker. Griffey with it on the far side. Makes a couple miss, dives forward inside the 5-yard line. Artesians have it at the 3 or 4 yard line of Franklin. They are close to punching it in here. No penalties, take care of the football. Griffey going to keep it himself. Still fighting for yard. I think he's going to be short though. Maybe gets a yard or two, but Artesians will have to try it again. Griffey will try it again, same thing, and he's in. Touchdown, Travis Griffey. His second touchdown run of the night. And had a great start for this Artesian team in the second half. They had a defense forced a 3 and out, and then Martinsville gets the ball and marches it downfield for 6 points. Caleb Urban, that one's good, shakes off the missed field goal and remains perfect from points after touchdown. And the Artesians extend their lead 21-7. This Franklin team, like I mentioned, has really struggled over the past few years, and you look at their record of 1-9, 1-9, 1-9, but this Franklin team's a little different. I think they've got a better squad than they've had in a long time, and you look at their schedule, their first game was against 6A Columbus North, and Columbus North, one of the best teams in the 6A class for Indiana football, and lost 7-64, but did beat Shelbyville and then Perry Meridian, a conference foe, new here this season, and then lost to Whiteland 44-20, but Franklin left a couple touchdowns onto the field. That score could have been a lot closer. But Artesians respond in the second half, 21-7. They have the lead. Caleb Urban, high kick. It will be returnable, and got another flag. Do we have another false start or a little early movement here for Martinsville? They had that when they opened the kickoff to start the second half. So they'll have to kick it from the 35, just like they did last time. And Martinsville will have to be careful because Franklin has had some decent returns. Fortunately, the kicking team has limited them from breaking it open. We'll try this again. Caleb Urban's got it teed up at the 35, puts his leg into it, and that will drive the return man back. He takes it at the 5, and here we go. And he will be met and tackled at the 30-yard line. So a couple Artesians got to the return man early, but he gets out to the 30 before the rest of the kicking team bring him out of bounds. So Franklin. Offense will start at the 30-yard line. Artesian defense forced a 3-and-out last time. Byerly looking to throw, and it's nearly picked off. Garrett Miles there on the coverage. Byerly, quick throw to number 1, Corey Richards, and nearly picked it off. And Byerly, he comes into tonight's game, 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception, but he's thrown a few that should have maybe been picked off. One for sure that Martinsville defender couldn't hang on to, then a couple just like that that are really close to being picked off. Going to try to go deep here. He's got a man. It's Richards off his fingertips, and that is a break for Martinsville. Corey Richards got in front of his defender. And I think Richards was the one, I believe, that dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone in the first quarter. So Richards, one of their go-to receivers, kind of a rough night, comes in with 400 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, but a couple key drops. So Artesians will take the break, and now it's 3rd and 10. He's looking to pass it again. Byerly, he's going to go deep. A little miscommunication, though. His receiver, I think, stopped running, Peyton Rubel, and overthrown, and now Franklin punt team is going to have to come out and punt it again. Good job of the Artesian defense. I don't think they've given up a single yard yet in the second half. Down hour. It will be taken at 35 now. Trying to go to the near side. Crosses the 40. Seth Gowing gets it out to about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. So a nice, decent return there by Seth Gowing, and Martinsville offense gets good starting field position. You'd love to see Martinsville march down the field and put another one in the end zone just like they did last time they were out and really stretch this lead. 21-7, but still plenty of time left on the clock. We're only in the 3rd quarter. Conference game, the number 2 ranked Martinsville Artesians taking on the Franklin Grizzly Cubs, who come into tonight's game 2-2 overall, 1-1 in conference with their 1 win against Perry Meridian, their 1 loss against Whiteland last week. Griffey back to pass. He wants it all. He's going to go deep, and it is, nearly caught there on the far sideline. Matt Thomas had great position on his defender, kind of boxed him out, but just could not bring it down. Thomas has a little bit of a height advantage against his defender. Thomas is 6'4". And that was a good thrown ball, knowing that Thomas can go up and get it and out jump his DB, who is Tyson Miller, who's 6 foot. So Thomas has 4 inches. Quick pass now. Good play. Try to see if that was Osborne out of the backfield. Nope, it was Michael Hopple, number 22. And that's exactly what you want to do. You get it to Hopple in space. And that was perfectly thrown by Griffey. Give Hopple some room to run with it. So third down coming up. Important third down for Martinsville and Franklin here. Martinsville looking to keep this drive going. Franklin needing to stop. Low snap. Griffey's able to pick it up. Plenty of time. He wants it all. He's got Gallion, overthrows him. Griffey really going with a big arm tonight. There's several that he's thrown deep, and he's had several that have connected. So 4th and 4. And Coach Whitson's going to play the field position game here, which I think is a wise move, especially the way your defense is playing so well all night, really, but then specifically so far in this second half. So really a chance to pin Franklin back deep. Caleb gets it. Line drive. That'll take a Martinsville bounce and will be scooped up at the 10 and have to fall on it. Had a little trouble picking it up. So Franklin will have to start at their own 10-yard line. So exactly what you wanted if you're an Artesian fan. Franklin back deep in their own territory. And I'm sure you have seen some shots and stuff as our broadcast, but the Martinsville fan base and the student section has been absolutely outstanding all year. But you look across the field, and I don't think there's an open seat. I think if you came to this game now, you'd have to stand along the fence line because there's not much room over there on that Martinsville sideline. Community and fans here of the Artesians doing a great job supporting this team. So first down for Franklin, 5:19 left to go in the third quarter. And Byerly's going to keep it on the outside. He does get the corner and gets several yards there, but is forced out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, so about a 4-yard pickup by the quarterback. Artesians have done a nice job with Byerly. Hasn't really hurt you too much with his legs. I think that the Artesians have a spy on him, that wherever Byerly goes, that spy will follow. And has done a good job of containing Drew Byerly so far tonight. That time to hand off up the middle, breaks one tackle, tries to spin away, but can't get to the first down marker, about a yard or two shy of it. So third and short coming up for Franklin. It will be a first down. Wow, I thought they were about a yard or even 2 yards shy of it from up here, but apparently not. Gets it out to the 20-yard line for enough for the first down. So it's the first down for Franklin in this quarter after having 2 straight 3-and-outs. Byerly's going to keep it himself. And gets hit hard. Gets across to maybe the 22-yard line. Not much there. Byerly's tried to go up the middle a few times. There just hasn't been much there. Artesian defense done an outstanding job. Artesians need to look out for the pass here. Byerly's had some success with it, but most of all, he's had some really close calls, just some passes that have been off the hands or fingertips of some of his receivers. So Artesians need to be ready for that. 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Artesians with a 2-touchdown lead. Byerly turns around, hands it off this time, and tries to get it on around the edge. Not much room there. Good job by Artesians. Jacob Burkett looks like in there on the tackle. So a third and long this time for the Grizzly Cubs. 3rd and 8 from their own 22-yard line. Play clock gets reset. Artesian fans are making some noise on that far sideline. Byerly looked to pass. Now he's getting some pressure. He'll just throw it away. Nobody there. He was just trying to, and a flag comes, and I wonder if this is going to be, see what this is. I wonder if this will be intentional grounding. He was out of the pocket, and it was past the, it is intentional grounding. Loss of down, so. So even though quarterback got out of the tackle box and I believe it got past the line of scrimmage, but there was not a single Franklin player in the vicinity of where Byerly threw that. Now, after the penalty, 4th down, Downhour is going to have to be careful because he is punting in the back of his own end zone. So Martinsville will have great starting field position here. And he stepped out of bounds. It has to be. And it is a safety. The high snap, the Franklin punter Downhour had to jump after it, and he landed out of bounds in the back of his end zone. I said he's going to have to be careful with his feet so close to the back of that end zone, and that's exactly what happened. That snap had to be perfect. It was a little high. Downhour went up to get it, and when he landed, his feet were out of bounds. So that is 2 points for the Artesians on the safety, and they will still get the ball back. Artesians were looking to get the ball maybe at the midfield area, but now the free kick from the 20. Martinsville may not get it that close. We will see, but they will take the 2 points for sure. 23-7 now after the safety. You have to be so impressed with these coaches, the entire coaching staff, the adjustments they make, and Martinsville just comes out in the second half, and if they have a lead like they did against Bedford, they don't let up. And then if they need to make some adjustments, like against Greenwood, when it was a close game, it was 15-8, I believe, at halftime, and then they came out and scored 2 touchdowns and didn't give up a single point to Greenwood. So the free kick here from Downhour, he will punt this. It's a high punt taken at the, it's muffed. Someone's got to jump on it. It's picked up at the 30. Stiff arm gets it across to the 40-yard line. Try to see who that was. I think that was maybe number 44 of the Artesians. That was Will Nix, the defensive back for Martinsville, who has a decent return and gets out to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Artesian offense will take over. Griffey looks to pass, quick pass over on the far side. Matt Thomas breaks the tackle, still on his feet, gets across midfield to about the 47-yard line. It's a personal foul against the Artesians, so another penalty that will basically negate a positive play. And I did not see it, not saying that it didn't happen, but from up here I did not see anything that would result in a personal foul, but I don't see Coach Whitson out on the field wanting an explanation, but doesn't mean that he doesn't agree with the call. So that'll take away that nice pass and catch from Griffey to Thomas, and now we've got 1st and 21 Artesians have it at their own 29-yard line. 2:38 left to go in this third quarter of play. Griffey, he's going to keep it himself, try to get it on the outside, and he turns upfield and gets it past the 30-yard line. So nice first-yard pickup there, but still well behind the sticks. Brings up second down. Tell you what, if Artesians cut these penalties in half, they would probably have an even bigger lead than what they do now. But still, a 23-7 lead for the Artesians on the road here at Franklin. He's going to look to throw. He's got a man. It is Thomas. Did he catch it? He did not, but there is a flag. He had a man all over him every step of the way, and I thought Thomas might have came down with it. Once again, has a size advantage on the guy defending him. I've mentioned Thomas is 6'4". Cameron Hill, 5'11", the defensive back trying to defend him. And it will be a pass interference against Franklin. Now, I don't believe this is an automatic first down, but this does make second down much more manageable. Go from 2nd and 19 to 2nd, and let's call it 4 yards. Griffey up the middle, gets close to a first down marker. Griffey keeps it himself on 3rd and 1. Has the first down, has more. Gets across the 40, out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So Martinsville keeps the drive alive despite the personal foul penalty to open this drive that set them behind the sticks, 1st and 22, I believe. Then a pass interference penalty and some good offense by the Artesians. They've got it now in Franklin territory at the 35-yard line. Griffey keeps it himself, bounces on the outside, going to get a little bit of pressure. Fortunate that he was able to get something. Thought he might be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He might have just got back to it, maybe a yard or two. Second half coming up for Martinsville, 1:50 left to go on the game clock. Play clock's at 13. Griffey takes it, quick pass, and Thomas up and does he get it? I think he did. Went up and caught it and got it out to about the 30-yard line. That's a safe throw because it looked like Franklin wanted to try to jump that, but threw it just high enough where Thomas is the only player on the field that can go up and get it. So 3rd and 5 now for the Artesians. Griffey keeping himself, has a hole, but it's closed quickly. That looked like it was going to go for a big gain. Couldn't see who the Franklin defender was, but he jumped in that gap and brought Griffey down after only a 1-yard pickup. So 4th and short, 4th and 2 coming up for the Artesians, and they look like they are going to go for it here. Try to keep this drive going. 4th and 3 officially. 1:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Franklin sidelines making some noise, stomping their feet. 10 seconds on the play clock. And it will be, I think, a timeout. Martinsville. And that's what it will. Coach Whitson calls the timeout. 1:02 left to go in the third quarter. 4th and 3 coming up for Martinsville. So the Artesians in this second half looked really well. Has shut the Grizzly Cubs off the scoreboard in this second half. They've got a touchdown and a safety as well to put on their side of the scoreboard. They went in with a 14-7 lead at halftime, and now a 23-7 lead, and the ball in Franklin territory at the 28-yard line. 4th and 3 coming up. We'll see what Coach Whitson has drawn up here for Martinsville. Pitches it, and Osborne, I think, has the first down and more. He's at the 10. High steps, touchdown. Isaac Osborne had the first down and much, much more. Ended up in the end zone. Was able to high step his way out of a tackle at about the 5-yard line, and he goes in for the score, and Martinsville extends that lead now 29-7 with 54 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Caleb puts it up. It's good. So 30-7 is your score. I had to pause a little bit because I didn't know if Osborne was going to be able to avoid those 2 tackles that he had when he got inside the 10, and he was able to high step his way out of a diving Franklin defender, goes into the end zone, and Artesians 30-7, and they're really starting to put a little pressure on the Franklin offense to start to having to do something. Isaac Osborne came into tonight's game, 353 yards from the ground, 4 touchdowns. He's had a great night. Also Travis Griffey throwing the ball, also has a couple rushing touchdowns, I believe, for the quarterback, but also thrown the ball really well. Really connected with Michael Hopple, Matt Thomas, Garrett Miles with a big catch, that's Gallion as well, so spreading it around. Urban puts it deep, and it will go into the end zone just barely. Would have been all kinds of trouble for Franklin if that would have hit at the 1 and bounced back. But hit the edge of the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Franklin will have it at the 20-yard line. Under a minute left to go in this third quarter. Martinsville a 30-7 lead. Some pressure here. Byerly throws it up. He's got a man wide open, but it is overthrown. Byerly tried to get it to Christian McClure, who was wide open, just threw it too far to the sideline. McClure couldn't come up with it. Even if he would have caught it, he would have been out of bounds. Artesians have gotten some breaks. There has been 3 or 4 instances where Franklin receivers have gotten open, and Byerly just has missed them, or the receivers couldn't haul the pass in. So Artesians doing some good things, but have got a few breaks. Now he's going again, and that is high. And a flag comes late, and that's number 11, Billy Bias, was the one that was defending the play, and didn't hit him very hard. Just kind of saw the receiver go up to get it, gave him a push, and official said that was too much. Billy Bias just trying to make a play, saw the ball in the air and saw his receiver, his man, go up to get it and gave him a push, but the official must have thought that the ball was well past the receiver and the push didn't need to be made. So 3 yards for Franklin after the penalty. And they needed that because they would have been 3rd and 10 without that penalty. Byerly looking to throw. Has it off the hands of his receiver, and Byerly's receiver is just doing him no favors. That was Noah Crow who bounced off his hands. Byerly actually playing a nice game. Hasn't found a whole lot of success on the ground. You got to grant that to the Martinsville defense. They haven't given him much, and he's made some nice passes, but receivers just haven't been able to hang on to it. So 2nd and 10. See if the Artesians bring a little bit of pressure here if they. And Byerly's going to keep it, and he cannot get away and slung down. Gets maybe a couple yards. Couldn't see who that was who brought down Byerly, but a nice play. Got him. Looked like Byerly was maybe going to get out of it, but the Martinsville player had a handful of jersey and was able to strong enough to bring him down. Brings up 3rd and 7. Franklin doesn't have to run a play here. 10 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Coach Cole wants to snap it one more time. And they will not. So that will do it. 3rd quarter ends, and Artesians definitely win that quarter. They have a 30-7 lead. We'll be right back with the 4th and final quarter right after this.
Join the majority.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports 4th quarter here. Snap by Byerly. Byerly escapes one, dumps it, and had an open man, number 81, but just could not miss him on the run. 2 defensive ends, Ben Marino, Chase Havlin, giving Byerly fits like they have pretty much most of the night tonight. Byerly having to do a lot of passing on the run. And that'll bring up Seth Downhour, the punter. 4th and 7. The Artesians have a 30-7 lead. You kind of got to wonder when Franklin may start to go for it on 4th down here. So look out. Downhour puts it up, end over end punt, and that will bounce to about the 30, and it'll go out of bounds to the 28-yard line. That's where Artesian offense will take over. So Martinsville's offense with a 30-7 lead. I'm sure Coach Whitson wants some more points on that scoreboard. Feel a little bit better here in this 4th quarter. The 4th quarter just got started, only 16 seconds into it. Artesians have been putting it in the air quite a bit. Let's see if they focus on their ground game a little bit more. They've actually had a pretty balanced offense so far, but probably the most they've passed it since the Bloomington South game. Hands it off to Tyler Cox. Cox tries to bounce it on the outside. He spins in, but nowhere to go. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Xavier Tenitis in there as well. So Coach Whitson putting in Xavier Tenitis, Tyler Cox, backup quarterback, backup running back, and you wonder if he's going to put in his number 2 guys on the depth chart. We'll see, though. Xavier Tinnitus looking to throw. Throws it long. I think that's Hopple who has it. Makes one man miss. Forced out of bounds after he gets to the 35, making the 36-yard line. Good ball there thrown by Xavier Tinnitus. Like I said, with Hopple, his speed, you want to make sure you give him in space and get him going forward on that. That's exactly what Tinnitus did. 3rd and short. 3rd and 2nd coming up. Tinnitus hands it off to Cox. Cox is going to get dragged from behind. He's going to be shy of the first down. .45 left to go. Offense still out there. 4th and 1. It's a long one for Martinsville. I highly doubt that Coach Whitson will roll the dice and go for it here. I think they're going to try to draw him off sides. They've been wrong many, many times before. They're going to go for it. Wow. Pitches it. He's got to get it to the it's going to be close. His forward progress stopped. It is going to be really close. I think he got it. Tyler Cox was able to get it there on the pitch. And from here, it looks like they have it. I don't even think you need a measurement, but official's going to want to do a measurement here. So Coach Whitson rolls the dice, but I guess the way your defense has been playing, you feel pretty comfortable even if you don't get it. But you obviously don't want to give Franklin any momentum as you've got a nice lead here with 10 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. I'm sure this is, I guess I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I'm pretty confident this is, Cox got enough for the first down. And he did. Yep, got the first down. And that was about a first down by almost a full yard. So saw one of the chain gang members there kind of shrug his shoulders like, why am I out here? But official wanted to be sure, so the first down moves the chains, and now Artesian offense will stay out. Xavier Tinnitus in there at quarterback along with number 28 for Martinsville, Tyler Cox. So Coach Whitson having his number 2 guys on the depth chart for quarterback and running back out there, trying to keep Isaac Osborne, Travis Griffey safe and away from the injury bug. Hopefully this Martinsville team, and hands it off. Nice fake by Tinnitus, and Tyler Cox gets tackled from behind. Good run by him. As Clayton Cole brings him down from behind, and we have another flag. That was a great fake by Tinnitus. He went back looking like he was going to throw it, then the quick handoff. But this looks like going to be holding, and that's going to go against the Artesians. That's another holding penalty. They've had several of those that have taken away a lot of big plays. Dave Reinhardt, WCBK Radio, just overheard him say it's the 11th Martinsville penalty tonight. So first down from the 30-yard line. Coach Whitson, I think, just trying to keep this clock rolling. Matt Thomas on a quick little end around here, and he will get forced out of bounds. So not exactly a perfect play because you'd like to see Thomas stay inbounds on that, but a good about 10 or 9-yard gain there from Thomas. And actually said he stepped out of bounds at the 36-yard line. I thought it was closer to the 40-yard line, but the official says he stepped out of bounds sooner than that. Xavier pitches it. Tyler Cox stays inbounds, cuts back inside across the 40-yard line, so just past the original line of scrimmage to about the 38. So that'll bring up third and about 7 coming up for the Artesians. Tyler Cox Nice couple runs here since he's been out on the field. First, I thought Tyler Cox would maybe get hit for no gain or even a loss, but was able to turn it upfield and get some positive yards out of it. So a 3rd and 7 for Xavier Tinnitus in the Artesian offense. Xavier, 5 seconds on the play clock. He's got to get it snapped. He does. Cox. Jet sweep, and he gets hit and will go backwards, hit hard and around the 39-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and long. And this will bring out a punting situation. Artesians were able to convert on 1 4th down on this drive, but that was a 4th and 2. This one's a 4th and 7. So Coach Whitson will bring out the punting unit. Caleb Urban will punt this with under 8 minutes left to go in the game, and Artesians with a 30-7 lead. Urban rolls out and kicks it, and that should take a Martinsville roll. High bounce, good job by the punt there, taken at the 10-yard line, and the coverage team will bring him down around the 15-yard line. There are some flags, though, and these may be a holding penalty this time against Franklin. We will see. Flags at about the 16, 17-yard line. Make the 18-yard lines where the flag is. See what the official calls here. It is a holding. This time it is against Franklin, so that'll push them back. So that puts the football inside Franklin's own 10. And when you're down 23 points with 7:47 left to go in the 4th quarter, it's not a good time to start your offense, or a good position to start your offense, I should say. But that's where Franklin will start. Artesian defense will try to hold them and at least just not give up any big plays. Byerly going to keep it himself and gets it across the 10-yard line. Franklin really not in a huge hurry, still going into the huddle. Second long coming up for Franklin, 2nd and 8, I should say. Fakes the inside handoff and once again has a receiver, but on the slant pattern, but could not come up with it. Little too far out in front for Christian McClure. I said this earlier in the broadcast, if the Artesians can hang on and win this game, they will go to 5-0. That's the first time that the Martinsville team has been 5-0 in 17 years. Byerly's going to go deep. He's got a man, and Garrett Miles is also there, and nice job by Garrett Miles to break it up. Was step for step, Garrett Miles was with Corey Richards, and he knocked it away at the last minute to force a 4th down punt. And another 3 and out by this Artesian defense, and they are looking to shut out another opponent in the second half. They've done it twice this year. Downhour puts it up. Low punt, but it will take a Franklin roll and go out of bounds just near midfield. 6:47 left to go in the game, and Artesian fans starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with things as Martinsville offense will take over right near midfield. And I think we're going to see some more more players get some varsity experience here. See Donovan Hooten out there with, I believe it's still Xavier Tinnitus. Hooten tries to get it on the right side, cuts back in, falls forward for about a yard pickup. And Donovan Hooten, who just had the carry, a little slow getting up, and he's still on the field, so hopefully it is not serious. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Like I said, it is for mid-September, a little on the warmer side here in Indiana. And Donovan Hooten just getting into the game for the first time, and sometimes if you're not quite warmed up, those cramps can hit. Don't know if that's what it is, but I'm hopeful. Good to see Hooten be able to walk off the field on his own power. So hopefully, I don't think it's anything too serious. I said Martinsville is the only undefeated team other than New Pal left in 5A. Also, there is only 2 undefeated teams in the Mid-State Conference, and that is Martinsville and Mooresville. Mooresville playing Decatur Central tonight. So there's a chance that Martinsville could be all by themselves in first place in the Mid-State Conference after tonight, depending on the outcome of that game. And handoff up the middle. Ethan Podorf, the first carry of the night, and he takes it out near the 45-yard line. Tinnitus looks to pass. He's got a man wide open on the far sideline, but overthrows him. Xavier Tinnitus tried to get it to that young man. Can't see who the number is. He was streaking down the far sideline. 82 was the number. That's Sam Barnett. Had a touchdown, but Xavier Tinnitus just overthrew him. Urban with the punt. Going to try to get this to go in the corner, and just barely goes into the end zone. So Franklin will take over at the 20-yard line. That was close. Thought that was either going to roll out of bounds or stop inside the 5, but just trickled into the end zone for a touchback. .54 left to go in this fourth quarter. Martinsville with a comfortable 30-7 lead at this point. Hands it off up the middle and hit hard. Got a three-yard pickup there. And Reed Roberts, the quarterback for Franklin. So now Coach Cole and his Franklin staff have put some of his backup players in there. So both teams playing some backup guys, getting some varsity time who may play JV on Saturdays, getting some Friday night time, which is always good to see. Hopefully everyone comes away healthy. And a little miscommunication there. Roberts hit as he gets across the 25. He turned to hand it off, and there was nobody there to hand it off to. So nice job by Reed Roberts to at least make something out of nothing. So Artesians, 4.5 minutes to go, and both teams have their backups in. After this play, I will quick handoff there and cuts back inside. And going to be shy of the first down, and well shy of it, I should say, not much there. The Artesians will go after tonight to 5-0. They haven't been 5-0 since 2001, 17 years since the Artesians were 5-0. So they will go 5-0 overall, 3-0 in conference. And I did catch the Mooresville Decatur Central score from the radio guys. I think in the third quarter, Mooresville was down by 10, I believe, to the Hawks. So if Mooresville falls to Decatur Central, the Artesians will be all by themselves atop the Mid-State Conference. Down hour, punts it. Spiral punt, and it will hit, and Martinsville wisely gets away from it, and it's downed at the 46-yard line. So that's where the Martinsville offense will take over again. And Martinsville could see Franklin again. Franklin is in the Martinsville sectional along with Whiteland and Bloomington North and South. So there is a chance that these two teams could meet again. Xavier tonight is still in there. Ethan Podorf gets it. Gets it to about the 2 or 3 yard pickup there. So looking ahead for what Martinsville has, speaking of Whiteland, that's who Martinsville will play next. They host Whiteland next week. That will be a big game. Whiteland, a strong team. They had a down year last year, but Whiteland really strong again this year. And that will be at Ciderwoods Field. That will be a big one. And then next week, or the week after that, I should say, another home game. So back-to-back home games for the Artesians. We'll let you know who that opponent is after this play. Across the 50. So Martinsville next week will host Whiteland. Then the week after that, we'll host the newcomer to the Mid-State Conference, Perry Meridian. So back-to-back conference home games for the Artesians. And then the regular season will end. They have at Mooresville, and then senior night, the regular season concludes at Ciderwoods Field with Plainfield. So there is your remaining schedule. You've got 3 home games. 3 of your next 4 are at Ciderwoods Field. So it'll be great for the Martinsville community to come out and support this team. You get to see Whiteland, Perry Meridian, and then Plainfield at home, and then with a game against Mooresville as another run by, I believe it was Ethan Podorf again, gets it across the 45-yard line, near the first down, but going to be about a half a yard shy of it. Artesians may just keep their offense out there. Try to get the first down. And I think he got it. Yep, the official says he definitely got it. So first down, and Artesians might be able to just run the clock out here. But the Artesians, like I said, their last 4 games, 3 of them will be at Ciderwoods Field with the 1 road game. And this could be a good one. This one could also decide the Mid-State Conference at Mooresville. Mooresville came into tonight's game against Decatur Central at 4-0. So that battle for the M Trophy could be a big one. But we've got about 3 weeks to focus on that one. Hands it off, come around the near side. Podorf still going, and he's tackled out of bounds after he crosses the 30-yard line. So a nice big run by Podorf. So Franklin after tonight will go to 2-3, 1-2 in the conference, and they will play another Morgan County team. They will be at Mooresville next week. Franklin will be, so. Like to thank our two-person camera crew for helping us out tonight, doing a great job, getting some great shots all night. It's been a WREP broadcast. Martinsville High School students running the cameras for us tonight, and now the Artesians will get to go to the victory formation. Artesians can say for the first time in 17 years they are 5-0. Been a great game. Final score 30-7. They defeat Franklin. For WREP 15 Sports, I'm Eric Burns. Good night, everybody.